It's in regards to the post-issuance hearing of a injunction against harassment signed by Judge Robert Colosi on the 27th of September this year. The record reflects that a petition was filed for the injunction on the 27th, dated the 27th of September. Excuse me, the order was, the petition, the injunction against harassment was issued the 27th as well. The allegations in the petition were (9/26). Shelley has been talking to people on Facebook about breaking into my property with a ski mask so they don't get caught. I feel like they might actually do it, and I'm scared. 27th. Shelley Rothy posted on Facebook that no one's gonna on the very day you die, a bully shine down. 25th was spelled out also on the petition. Alleging Shelley posted a photo of a target with a bullets in it with a caption, "All I had to do once I visualized Connie and her son. Felt good. Haven't been to the range in 2 years. I felt threatened and scared and called the police. Police report number such and such." 26th of September. Shelley's been sending random people over to watch us. She said, maybe if I can get enough people to do a slow drive-by, even stop, she may let up, knowing someone might see her. I feel scared because I see random people peering in my house every night. After the order was issued, plaintiff came to court, asked for a hearing, which was originally scheduled for today, or was scheduled for today's date on the 18th of October at 1:30 p.m. Alleging fake information was used to complete form by plaintiff. I would like the injunction against harassment canceled, or at the very least amended with correct information. So, both parties raise your right hands, please. Each of you swear or affirm the testimony you give this court in this matter will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth.
I do.
Are you here to be a witness, sir?
I'm her husband. Is it okay if I'm here?
No, yes. I'm just asking whether you're going to be testifying or not.
Didn't plan on it.
Well, I'm just asking. You didn't bring him as a witness.
Well, he surely can be. I mean, he's in the household with me. He's my husband,
Well,
so.
is he aware of these allegations?
Oh, absolutely, yes.
Is he aware of any of those days and times? Was he there present when any of these were alleged to have happened?
I'm sorry, sir?
Was he present when the alleged allegations took place?
When the police officer gave me this form?
No, that police officer came after, but during the course of the alleged incidents she's referenced in her application or petition, was your husband present for any of those?
Not really.
Not really,
Okay,
no.
okay.
I mean, 'cause
All right.
that's, I guess why I'm here is because of the falsifications with this.
I understand you asked for a hearing to be here
Okay.
after the petition the injunction was issued, and you were served with a copy,
Mm-hmm.
and you asked for the hearing, and that's why we're here. So, I'm going to let each of you give your testimony, beginning with the petitioner plaintiff, Ms. Wingo, and then you'll be able to give your response to that, and then she'll give a reply to your response, and then we can have a final argument, and I'll decide what to do. 3 options. One is to continue in place as it was issued. The other is to modify it or amend it in some way, to keep it in place. Or 3, dismiss. Those are the 3 options the court has after I receive the evidence from each one of you. So, beginning then with Ms. Wingo, you have anything to present as far as evidence or
Yes.
exhibits?
Yes, you do.
What exhibits do you have?
I have a bunch of
What?
posts.
Posts on your social media?
Yes.
Okay. Bring them up here so we can put the exhibit number on them.
And I also have a document that was sent into the headquarters and the property manager when we first moved in there. That's the other half owner of the trailer.
Well, the trailer you're in?
Yes.
Okay. There's video camera? Video?
Yes. There's an empty trailer next to me, 139, and her husband went over there. Well, me and my grandson pulled in to the driveway because we was just moving in, and she came up to me and she said somebody was stealing cat treats and cat food. And I says, well, I don't have a cat. Wasn't me. So I don't know what to tell you. So then her and her husband went over there on their own and installed a security camera in the tree pointing at my back door. And if you read the front of that one of the other half owner, yes, it was explained more to it. But she didn't give me the videos, so. So they put up the little sheets blocking my back door so the camera won't, and the office made them take it down because it wasn't their property. Because in the contract it says we're not allowed to be on anybody's property. And my daughter felt very uncomfortable because that is my daughter.
This is one exhibit, this is one exhibit, this is one exhibit. These are your paperwork.
Oh, sorry.
I don't need that. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5.
Yes, Your Honor.
I'll mark those with stickers.
Thank you, Your Honor. Oh, I have a couple more things.
Where are they? What's this?
That's the police report number, and this is the animal control number, which he called the police on me and called the animal control on me also.
I don't need these.
Okay.
You keep those for your records.
Okay, thank you.
These stay in for the court's record.
Okay.
Record.
Thank you.
So this is actually 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So I'll number those in the order that you handed them to me. Now I'll let you testify, when you testify, and refer to each one of those, what exhibit number 1 is, what number 2 is, and so forth. And put that description in your testimony so it's on the record. And then I'll have those back and I'll let her look at them, and they'll be a part of the court record.
All right, thank you. Sure.
You may proceed as we go.
Okay, page 1, it says, Heather, that's the property manager. This is a bit concerning to us at lot 140, and I'm sure who I need to contact. So we kept to ourselves. However, I am very concerned about our property and the stray cats. We noticed that Shelley from 147 has been feeding the wild cats in the home behind us. It is a problem as the cats hang out there as she feeds them there rather than her home. It causes them to climb on top of the trailer in the evenings, causing quite a noise while trying to sleep. My area is also a little box concerning unpleasant odors, not in Shelley, also comes onto our property. My biggest concern is the invasion of privacy with the concern several cameras that Shelley and her husband at 147 installed yesterday at around 3 p.m. in the tree behind my lot, which faces my back door. It is an unsettling feeling as to what it is they are watching, as I have a 5-year-old little girl who treated my mom, frequently, my mom while I'm at work. Are they watching my daughter, my brother, or my mother? What is their intent? Are they predators or unloading videos of my daughter to some trafficking ring? You never know. This needs to be dealt with. Do I need to contact authorities? Because as I type this email, to more related I become. Please tend to your attendants. BTW, here is the proof.
Okay.
Okay, number 2. It says here is a video of her cameras, but she didn't give me a video. And belongings to Shelley. I feel she has no authorities to come on any of these properties as she does not reside/own these spaces is installed such devices. Here are photos of her feeding the cats again this morning. Number 3, it's on YouTube, where she posted her picture of my trailer. Says cat killers can burn in Hell. I don't like to say the word. I don't want to disrespect the courts. It says number 3.
That's number page, the first page of number 3, correct?
Yeah, that's number 3.
Second page of number 3 is what?
And another YouTube post where she says my neighbor is a ASSHOLE. And then another one is on her character where she was talking about alcohol withdrawals and hallucination DT. Then there's another video, I can't take it anymore, at a bar, pounding on the doors. Another one, it says, so here it is, my neighbors was out around 3:30 in the morning walking her dog before going to work. She was walking past the BITCH, I'm going to spell the words, neighbors when she heard a gunshot. She ducked down and looked in the direction of where the shot came from, and like lightning bolt saw Scoot, that's the cat, one of my cats, stray cats, running like HELL, scared to death. Scoot has been missing for 6 days. She may still be alive, but scared and ran off. Let me remind everyone that this BITCHS son came out and threatened to Michael, last name Mordick, Mordick, that he would come out at night and shoot the cats. My son never said that. This was reported to property manager, and like everything else, nothing was done. Who knows how many times he has came out and shot at the cats. Can't hear SHIT with the windows closed and the air conditioner on. These people have got to be stopped. I'm just sick to my stomach. Page. It says, you guys are going to love this. My fellow cat hating piece of SHIT neighbor called the cops on me. Why? Because she's been stalking me on Facebook and has seen my post and feels threatened. The woman with 8 cameras surrounding her home. She is a emotional liar, BITCH, told the cops that people have been showing up at her home and standing outside her property line. I had people do this, causing her cameras, guessing her cameras would have captured that. I blocked her ASS, and within minutes I got a friend request from a Connie Smith using her grandkid's face as a profile. Are you FUCKING kidding me? Freedom of speech, BITCH. As for the cats, I'm afraid there is nothing I can do. She can track and say she is taking them to a vet, and she doesn't have to dispose where. This woman has no car, no transportation, until her grandkid shows up at 2 a.m., and we all know where the cats are going at 2 a.m. I sincerely hope I get to witness the comma that this BITCH and her son has coming to them.
Next, you know his name, still his name's good.
Excuse me, sir?
Which exhibit is this you're reading from?
It's on, social media.
Okay. What exhibit number is it?
It's still number,
Okay.
3.
So, okay.
And then there's a post also from Cindy where she's sitting on her porch and she has the gun right beside her.
Okay.
There's also on social media where she was selling her backpack for $35 and she showed a gun in it also. And somebody made a comment saying, is the gun for $35 too? And she said, people are idiots. Okay, then this one here, it was on social media.
Exhibit,
3 also.
still another page, okay.
Yeah, there's one more page after this one.
Okay.
Go on there. It says, if you are too GAFN lazy to get off your ASS and go get your own groceries, at least you can do is be nice to the person delivering the food. And then the last page on Exhibit 3 is where she posted the target on social media. It says, all I had to do once I visualized Connie and her son, felt good, haven't been to the range in 2 years. That's it. No, 3.
Next exhibit?
Yeah, Exhibit 3. Exhibit 4 is the comments on social media between her and her friends. Bill Reese. It says, if they can go onto neighbor's property and take stuff, why should you be if you go onto their property? Okay. And then Shelley speaks up, says, Bill Reese, they have cameras up all over just waiting for me to trespass. And then Bill Reese says, ski mask. And then Shelley spoke up and says, Bill Reese, I can't take that chance. They seriously are out to get me doing any wrong. Exhibit 4, next page. Bill Reese, Shelley, laugh out loud. I don't have the ski mask. Shelley, Bill Reese, I bet Lori Reese could make you one. Bill Reese, ha ha ha. And then a Carol put a mean face on the post. And then Shelley says, Bill Reese, I can't take the chance. Okay, I already read that part. Bill Reese says, maybe a good friend could come do it. Talking about the ski mask. Shelley, Bill Reese, are you offering laugh out loud? Bill Reese to Shelley says, laugh out loud, I don't have a ski mask. And then another Polly something, Shelley, oh no. And then another friend spoke up, Shelley, just sort of the trip wire. And then Shelley goes to her friend, how can I do that without stepping foot on her property? Perhaps throw rocks or trip it, her friend says. And then Shelley goes to Jackie, I consider that I will do that tonight. Pretty sure that cats won't go near it during the day. And then her friend Donna says, Shelley, oops, I guess throwing rocks or spraying it with a high pressure nozzle on a garden hose to try and trip it or at least flood out the bait. Then Shelley goes to Donna, Mike still thinks if they catch me on camera, they will do all they can to prosecute me, even throwing a rock. Okay, Exhibit 4, next page. It's another post. These ASSHOLES should be in jail. I pray for you, furry babies. And then Shelley goes to her friend Jackie. I'm debating on doing a post on my cat groups. Maybe if I can get enough people to do a slow drive-by, even stop, she may let up knowing someone might see her. Alright, so at 4, next page, there was a gentleman that came up on my neighbor in the back, Mr. Clark's property, and was taking pictures. And his name is in the police report because he called the police department and said that my son was stalking him and following him. So they got his information, and he explained it to the officers. And then I have Exhibit 4, picture of the car that was at her residence that actually stopped there on the side of my house, and then another one, a different vehicle, also did the same thing. And then I have also a Exhibit 4 where there's a gentleman standing across the street with a cell phone taking pictures of my trailer. And that was at 7:30 at night. It's always at nighttime when they do this, between 7 and 8 and on. Okay, that's all Exhibit 4. Alright, this is also, since she's on her character saying that we're doing harms to the cat. This is on social media. Also, it says from Shelley, what's for dinner tonight? Tape anyone, and picture of her cat inside her house eating tape. Okay, another one on Exhibit 5. This is Exhibit 5. Excuse me, I'm sorry, Your Honor. Exhibit 5, and then another one. It says, some social media. It says, FUCKED up again. And then a friend of hers, Carol, she says, is that cat passed out? Shelley speaks up, says, Carol, drunk, just kidding, he's a character. And it's got a picture of a bottle of empty alcohol, something looks like on a bed frame or a chair, outside chair with a cat upside down on its back. And Exhibit 6 is her character that just proves that she attacks people if they, try to do something about the stray feral cats that she feeds. She's been told several times by the property manager and the maintenance guys, they got into it about it. It says, I want this BITCHS face to go viral. This woman is the one poisoning the cat, and she even admitted it. That's Exhibit 6. Show her. Exhibit 6. No one's going to cry on the very day you die. You were bullied, sundown. Twice in my life, I'm sure there have been more. I have been pushed to the breaking point. There were 2 guys when I lived in Sonoma that set out to destroy my livelihood, my business. I was so angry, filled with hate for these men. It was destroying me, and there was nothing I could do about it. They set out to say and hurting me, good people, and no one did anything. I stood up, made my voice clear, only to be shut down, told to be quiet, not say anything. The only way was to move, which we did. This time I am not moving. Every day when I wake up, I am filled with rage with what this woman, my neighbor Connie, has done to my cats. I have got to find a way to clear myself. Find some peace. I just so angry when I have excuse me, Your Honor. When I have done nothing to this woman and her son to make her hate me so much. And that hate for me has been taken out on my cats. I am now down to 1 cat. Only by 1 they have disappeared. I try so hard to understand why people are so hateful and cruel. Why? What makes someone want to crush someone? to take away their passion, to stomp on their soul. I feel so helpless, so gets away with it, and no one does anything. If I have blown a bubble on her property, she will call the cops on me. I have to wait every night to find another cat gone. That's 7/6.
Is that it?
That's it.
All 6?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right.
That's 7/6.
Anything else you have to add?
Well, I haven't really done anything. It's been going on for 3 months.
How long have you been there?
I've been there since January
Okay.
of this year. When me and my daughter went into the office to buy the trailer, I never got to see the trailer, but we paid for it, both of us did, and signed all the papers, and I told my daughter I would like to go see the trailer. So as soon as we pulled in the driveway, Shelley was right there to greet us. It's like she was waiting on us. And she says, "Hi, my name's Shelley. Do you like cats?" And I said, "Yes." There was no problems for the longest time, and she told me if I ever have a problem with these stray cats that she feeds next to my trailer, that's an empty trailer. And she said to let her know, and she would try to solve it. So when I did, she laughed. So I just put my hands up, walked away, went in the house. And then my son, he has to be at work by 5, he works out of town, and he rides a bicycle all the way, 7 miles, both ways. And so anyway, so I guess I wasn't there because I'm usually in and out of the hospital, or I'm sleeping all day because of my cancer.
Okay.
Okay, well, I guess my son was outside. He seen Mr. Mordick. He tried to have a conversation with him. And like I said, I wasn't there. I don't know. It's just what he told me. And Mr. Mordick was very rude to him about the cats and stuff. And so, because he was trying to explain what was going on with the stray cat, they was turning off our skirting, going underneath and using it as a big cat litter box. The smell was overwhelming in the first bathroom of my trailer. We couldn't use it. And then I think it was 2-3 days later, my son told me that he was outside getting ready to do landscaping when he ran into Shelley at an empty trailer again, and they had some arguments. It was on Facebook or YouTube. She posted the video, and she sent in some things to the property manager when my son had a gun on his side. And when he seen Miss Shelley with her cell phone, taking a picture of him, he thought it would be cute. He said to take a picture of her. When he reached for his phone, his shirt came up and the gun showed. He said he just got back from the shooting range also with my grandson. And so we sourced that out with the office. We told the manager that the gun is no longer in our home, because I made my son get rid of the gun. So he took it over to a friend's house, and the manager is aware of that. And then it became an issue with the cat trap when she called the police on us. Several times it didn't get nowhere because the officer said we wasn't doing anything wrong. We have the right to do that. The only thing we couldn't do is harm the cats or drop them off in the valley somewhere. So I wasn't trapping no cats. And I don't believe my son was either, because the traps was always empty that I seen. So, but they said that we wasn't doing nothing wrong, and when she didn't get nowhere with that, she called the animal control. The animal control officer came to my door. I opened the door, and to me, I thought he was a little rude. He took off, and the first thing came out of he said to me, "Is how many people live in your house?" I went, "Huh? What?" And he goes, how many people live in your house? And I said, "Why?" And he said, "Do you have a son?" And I said, "Yes, I have 2 sons." So then he kind of calmed down and I invited him into my home. And that's when my grandson was staying with me for 14 days with permission from the property manager, because I call it in. And he had 2 cats that was in my house. And the officers and the animal control seen the cat, they didn't see nothing wrong that I was doing. So, and it still continued going on. They told her to stop posting and stuff, and
Who told you?
the officers told her to stop posting on social media. So I guess she made her, the officers were still in my residence when my son checked the social media, and she made it private. I said, good, you know, because I want this to end. Because it was legally started between them and my son. I cannot control my son. He's a full-grown adult. Yes, I'm the property owner, but I did manage to tell him to get rid of the gun and the cat trap. So he wouldn't get rid of the cat trap, so I did. I sold it to a lady that lives. I didn't know she lived it. I posted it for sale. A lady responded to it. She came to my residence.
Who owns the cats?
Huh?
Who owns the cats?
They're stray cats. They're stray cats that roams everywhere.
Okay.
And
Were they ever picked up by animal control?
No, the cat trap that we had, I sold.
Okay.
I sold the cat trap that we had.
Arizona, the Mesa Animal Control didn't come and try and get them?
No,
Okay.
they come and get them and they fix them and bring them back and drop them off, and will not allow, in our contract, it also says we're not supposed to feed the stray and feral cats, but she does.
Okay.
And it becomes a problem, and what we don't understand, if she's gonna feed them, why can't she feed them on her property and not everywhere else to irritate the residents?
Okay.
You know, because they're destroying property by going underneath our trailers. It's gonna cost me $1,500 to fix my skirting now.
Fix your what? Your
The
skirting?
skirting on the trailer. Yeah, because we live in a trailer park, a 55+ community.
So you had to fix that to keep the cats out from there, or what?
Yeah, because because it was old skirting, because when he bought the trailer, it's a fixer-upper. So it's gonna cost $1,500 now that I'm trying to save up to get to fix that skirting. And every time I put the old skirting back up there, the cats come over during the night and rip it off and go underneath. Or they're on top of our trailer, running back and forth, waking us up 10, 11 o'clock at night.
Okay.
You know, and I know we can't, you know, control what stray cats are gonna do. But when they're getting fed in a certain area, so,
Okay.
yes.
All right.
But like I said, it all started between them and my son. I'm always in and out of the hospital going through my
Well,
vacation.
we're here today on the order you got against them, not your son.
Yeah,
So he's not pertinent in the sense unless he could testify as to what he knows and observing and hearing. But if there's issues going on between he and anybody else, either Miss Ritchie in this case or anybody else, then that's his action to bring to court and see if he can get a petition granted or not.
I think he's planning on doing that.
He what?
I think he's planning on doing it. He was talking about it.
That's up to him. File his petition and see what happens. All right, you've heard her testimony. Now you can respond to that.
Okay, well, Your Honor, I was kind of shocked it went into that whole situation, because I was really just coming forward about falsification on this legal document, this injunction. That's where I was starting from.
What are you walking up here for?
Because I was going to give you some things.
We got exhibits to show me?
Excuse me?
Exhibits to show me, or what?
Well, I guess I do now. I thought we were just this was what I thought this was all about today.
Well, you're here because of what was on there.
Right.
Okay.
But there was no mention of the cats on there.
Yeah.
It was all about...
That may not be relevant.
Right, that's why I thought this was...
It's part of what she's saying to explain maybe the responses that came about between you and her because of the cats. I don't know.
Right.
But not because of the cats. Because apparently, what she said, she knows you don't own them.
Right.
Nobody seems to own them. They're just kind of stray cats. So it's not that she's saying she's the problem because of the cats, but what you're saying and in your communication with her by your social media or whatever it might be. Okay, that's what she's here for.
Okay, well, so I wasn't really thinking we were gonna go down that whole road, but I
Yeah.
can start with what I was gonna start with?
Yeah.
And then
Yeah,
show you these if I need to?
if you need to.
Okay. All right, so in the injunction that I received, what's false is, what I'd like to talk about, first of all, is what's obvious is I'm not.
I need you to stay there.
Okay.
Or stand at the podium, one or the other, because there's mics are here to pick up your
Oh, okay. I'm happy to
your
stand.
testimony that way.
Anyway, I served this, and it starts out by saying, obviously, she puts me down as 200 pounds, which obviously is false, very false. She puts down here that I am violent towards police, which I am not, never have been. She puts down here that I'm a heavy drinker. I do not drink. And she also says on here that I own a gun, which I do not own a gun. And I do not carry a gun because I do not own a gun. This, of course, I feel is important to bring about, and this is why I did, is because this has something to do with who I am and my character. And filing something about me personally on this level is hurtful to me because this is not who I am. And that was, and then that she says here too that I'm at the bar every day from 10 until 3. And I would just kind of like to understand where she even comes up with these assumptions, as feel as though I'm being monitored 24/7. And so I just wanted to bring that about. These are not factual things. This is not even true.
Those things, whether you are of that description or not, the key things is your name, where you live, and the interaction you have with her that she's alleging as the basis for this petition that was presented. Whether the description was correct or incorrect, as long as it's verified that you are the person that she's talking about, referencing it, that doesn't dispute whether or not there was any interaction that was the basis she's claiming to the court for having the injunction issued and why it should remain in effect.
Well, I feel like
what she's addressed here in the petition. You have a copy of the petition?
With what was written down?
It's the one where she came in with and presented to the judge, and then the order was issued as a result of that. So you have a copy of the petition, where she's alleged in the petition
Yes.
The following kind of things.
Yes.
She has the 26th, the 27th, and the 25th of things happening.
Yes.
And what happened between the two of you, there's some photos that were posted on a
Facebook.
social media site that she felt were a basis of threats to her, of concerns for her, and that's why she put them down. She's not saying this is a person by description only, I want an order against her. But these are the allegations that need to address about what your response is to those.
Okay, so, well, then I can address these as well.
Yeah.
And I'd like to start then, I guess, from her walking up, and I can do the same with what I have here, is,
The exhibits that she's shown are some things she took off of a social media site.
right.
That's what she's shown basically. Let me see those, please, if you would, please. And I'll let you go. I'll let you take a few minutes and look through those, thumb through those.
Well, I know what they are.
Well, this is what these are exhibits today.
Right, right.
Whether you know what they are or not, I'd like you to look through them, so that you had the opportunity to do that. I'm gonna take a 5-minute break and have you look at these.
Okay.
Then you'll be about what your response is
Okay.
to her and what she's shown. So there's two ones that are something about feral cats and so forth, and there's a Luella Mendable as a person, I guess is true, and then here's some of these other things. So if you just take the time, sit down at your table over there, and I'll be back in about 5 minutes.
Can I
3 to 5
bring my
minutes.
husband in since he has been mentioned now in this?
Well, he's mentioned, but he's not a party on the order.
Okay, but
It was
he
only
is in the
against you.
exhibit, though.
Well, he's on the exhibit, and then he says that he's present You said he wasn't present. He said he wasn't present.
Well,
at
we
most
didn't
of the
know, I had no clue Connie was going down this road.
Well,
Yeah.
the complaint indicated there's social media posts
Right,
that
Right.
prompted her to come down that
Right.
concerned her. So that those are mentioned. She didn't have them attached to
Right.
the petition, but that she referenced them to the judge.
right.
So
Well, in the confrontation that was had with my husband and her son, that was between those two, which she had
yeah,
mentioned.
that's not relevant to what we're here today
Right,
for.
okay.
Anything to do with allegedly being done that happened between her son and your husband, we're not here on that.
Right.
Because
Well, Your
he's
Honor,
not here as a party, and your husband's not a party to this either, it's just you and her.
I've never had a confrontation with Connie.
Well, the confrontation is by media posts and
Right.
so forth, that can be a confrontation too, by what is said, what is presented and so forth. Not a face-to-face thing and a
Right.
threat with the finger pointing or anything else. But look at those, and then when they come back in, then you can respond to those.
Okay.
And to what she said, what those appear to say or do or not, okay?
Okay.
Okay, so I'll give you about 5 minutes, I'll come
Okay.
back in.
Do you wanna come up here?
And just that if you want him to come and look at it too, that's fine, but he said he wasn't present.
Well, he is very aware of all this,
Okay,
yes.
okay. If you just take the time to do that. No communication between the parties, please, just do that so when they come back in, you can then respond.
Absolutely.
Thank you.
Honey, you come up here.
You said that I'm not a part of it.
Well, because you were present for all this, absolutely. So why don't you come on up here? Get my glasses on. You want to sit down? I don't need to look at it. This is from my daughter. All right, so here. Do you have a pen?
No.
Is there a pen up there?
No. There isn't one.
I guess just amazes me how people get through life lying. Is there a pen up there?
No, there isn't.
Okay. Okay, well, I know what this is. Right, okay. All right, know what that.
Shelley, probably.
Okay, I know how to deal with all that. This has nothing to do with that.
Where did it come from?
Oh, that probably about 4 years ago.
Oh. Where did it come from? This,
Hmm.
who took
This
it?
is us sitting on the patio.
Oh. Who took it?
Well, this is all of them stalking our Facebook page. This is all stalking on Facebook.
Oh.
Would you like to stay up here?
I think that you should also mention DNR.
I will.
Do you have the paperwork from Jeff's?
Oh, yeah.
Giving you permission
Yeah.
to use the property?
I do.
Because the DNR, those cats are free roaming cats protected by the state of Arizona.
Let's find it. Yep.
She started out with the cats and finished with the cats. And the moccasin highway.
What do you want me to start with?
Well, that was the biggest issue with the cats getting on their rubbish.
Okay.
The reason you're feeding those cats there is because they're TNR cats.
Yes, it will.
And we have that right there. As far as the photo of a gun with cocktails, like you said, that's probably at least 4 years old.
Mike, you can stay up here, because you are witness to all this, so just stay up here. If you need to
I think
voice
that
your opinion,
I'm
then you
not a
should.
part of it at this point. I'm not a witness, or, you know, I'm not. Because he said that.
What do you want me to start with again?
Huh?
What do you want me to start with? GNR.
Well, I think you need to bring up the DNR thing to clarify why you were feeding cats in the office. And the restriction of feeding the DNR cats. The reason the cats were there is because that's where they were born.
Okay.
As TNR cats, they have to be returned to that location by law. They cannot be moved. It's illegal to move them.
Right.
The only thing you can do is catch kittens in private homes, and the cats that have been dumped or are from indoor cats can be adopted out.
Right.
Most are free roaming cats. Nobody owns them.
Right. Yep, okay.
You been through them yet? I'll give
Excuse
you
me?
more time if you need a little more
Oh,
time.
no, I'm good.
Okay,
I'm
I'll let
good.
you continue then. We're back on the record, and
Okay.
Yeah,
Can
no.
I bring you a couple of my exhibits, please?
I'll have to mark them, yeah. Bring 'em
Okay.
through so I can mark them first.
Okay. I'd like to start with a letter from my neighbor at lot 139 giving me permission to be on his property. I take care of his property. He's a snowbird. He lives in Canada. It's on a vacant home. So he gives me property. This is a photo of a trap on the property. And I think this is relevant to the fact that you can see visually where Connie lives and the home where I was taking care of his property.
Yeah, she said it was one, but she references the one right next to hers.
Yeah.
Next.
This is the law, Arizona state law.
I don't need that.
Well, this, on cats, on trapping cats, relocating cats, and also.
We're not here on that. We're not here on that.
But this is pretty relevant to what she
It's
just.
not relevant
But
to.
that's, everything in the Facebook stuff is about
It's-
cats.
Okay, it is, but it's not relevant about whether or not these things were to her harassment or threats. They're saying she's talked about the fact that there's been problems with cats on her roof and so forth. It's not just the cats on the roof, but the social media
Right.
things that you have put on and reference her.
And because of the illegal activity of what she's doing with the cats.
You call the police, take care of that.
No,
This
because
is
of-
not a legal, this is not a
Right,
criminal
okay,
proceeding.
but it does state on here, cops usually are not educated on the TNR world and the feral cats of Arizona.
I don't, is this Arizona law, or is this?
Yes,
Let me see, what statute referencing it?
It's right in the highlighted, if you look right there, it tells you what it is. The number, because it's huge, I mean, it's a long,
It doesn't say the number there. It talks about numbers to call. Here's one right here. This is one for Not all police officers are aware that this is illegal. For some reason, they are not informed that statute mentioned above. This is somebody's opinion. Where's this from?
Well, here, let me, can I go to this one? Right here, it says Arizona statute, ARS 2910A1.
Okay, but who is it putting this together and talking about all these reports? That's not part of the statute. Who's the one that put this forth?
Well, this is on Arizona state law. I mean,
I'm not asking about what Arizona law. Please don't leave the bench. I do understand Arizona law it covers a lot of things, a lot of areas. There may cover feral cats or stray cats or whatever they may call them.
well, this is a part of what I took just because
It's like this, please note, not all police officers are aware that this is illegal. For some reason, they are not all informed, the statute mentioned above. So if you call 911, report someone doing this, and you are told that it is okay, that it is illegal, then you have the right to advocate for the animals. Tell the officer this. This is an opinion. Somebody tell you, but there's a statute, there's opinions about how you have the right to advocate for the animals.
Okay, so.
The statute doesn't say that.
Okay, so the whole TNR world telling me that it's illegal to relocate cats, then is this an opinion then?
Did she relocate them?
Well, they kind of disappeared.
Did she relocate them, to your knowledge?
She won't tell me.
Okay. No, I don't think it's really relevant to the proceeding today.
Okay, well then,
You yes. Next one for exhibit.
this is her son with a gun on his hip, and then this is a report that was given to the office when Mike was confronted by her son.
The management office?
Yes.
Okay. 3 is 4. 3, 5. Okay. Let me see that one thing again. We will mark it as an exhibit since you handed it to me. Relevance is still the issue at hand. I'm going to staple this together because they're together, right?
Yeah.
It's all one piece. That'll be number 6, I believe. But like I say, the issue here is whether there's a defense at all in what you were doing because you're advocating for these cats is not a relevant defense to the injunction that was issued. But I'm putting it here anyway, so it's a part of the record that you did present. So
I think I'll do this too. Then I wasn't gonna.
Everything else? There's one more?
Well, this is a letter from a neighbor. I've lived there for over 10 years. And
was there at this time?
well, it's just character. Again, a lot of the reason I came in was feeling as though she was trying to, knock my character. So if the cops ever did get called back out to my home, they're going to have a whole different opinion of me by reading that harassment charge than meeting me.
Now, I'll let you keep these while you're referring to them, and then I need to have them back from you
Okay.
when you've done it. Here you go. Take them with you. You have them back for you after you finish your testimony. They're part of the record.
Okay.
You'll be able to reply after she finishes. She didn't get to stop or ask in the middle of your testimony, so I'll let her give hers, and then you'll be able to give your response, your reply, the response she's giving. Go ahead. Go ahead, ma'am.
Well, I'd like to start with that. I've lived in Holiday Village for almost 10 years, and I've had absolutely no issues with anybody, any of the neighbors at all for any reason. County's been there for not even a year, and I've had permission, written permission, this exhibit here, from Jeff, 139, giving me permission to take care of his property and take care of the cats on his property. Connie moved into a home that was abandoned. The woman that lived there before her abandoned her home and abandoned 5 cats, 3 which were pregnant. I rescued 2 litters, and the 3rd litter, Mama Cat wasn't too happy about it, so she wouldn't let me get her kittens. I knew that home was going to go up for sale, and I knew that I had to move the cats. So Jeff, my neighbor at 139, gave me permission to take care of the cats on his property. Cats are no longer on 140. In the process of this, the little kittens get old enough, TNR comes in. We have an agreement with Holiday Village Park Management. TNR comes in, it's trap, neuter, and release. This is a program that's huge in Arizona. We have so many feral cats, it's crazy. To keep the population down, keep the control of the cat population down. TNR came in, trapped the entire litter, got them all fixed. Mama Cat, no more litters. She had 3 litters before this happened. And all is well. Cats are great, hanging out, taking care of them. Feeding the cats, absolutely, in the lease, it does say you can't feed the cats. But since TNR has come in to take care of Holiday Village and the cat population, they have allowed us to feed the cats that are trapped, neutered, and released, because that is a part of keeping the population down. Cats are in a colony, no other cats are going to come into that colony. They protect their colony, they stay within that colony, they eat, and they're well taken care of. Agreement with park management, we can feed the cats, we're just not really obvious about it. Most people will, there's a lot of colonies in this park. So anyway,
colonies of cats?
Colonies are like the litter I had 5 cats. That was considered a colony. There's colonies of 20, 30 in that park.
How big is the park?
There's over 600 homes
Probably a
in
square mile.
Spaces? Spaces? Spaces with
Oh,
trees
yes,
on them?
600 some spaces,
Okay.
yeah. So big park, and the cat, before Connie moved in, she had no awareness of that, but the cat population was huge, and it had to get under control. And we brought in TNR, and TNR has done a marvelous job. We have captured over 100 cats and got them all fixed. Some, friendly enough, can be removed and go to homes, good homes. But if they're feral to the point, they have to be relocated back to where they were caught and TNR'd. And they will colonize and stay in that area, and all's well.
Is feral a breed of cat? Or is it just those that are loose? And
Free roaming, basically.
Free roaming, okay.
Yeah, free roaming.
I refer to the feral cats as the ones that are free roaming here or there or whatever.
Right, yeah, and they're usually, you might be able to pet them, but they usually are pretty skittish and they don't really care to be petted, or they don't want to be in a home. They're happy with their colony and being free roaming.
Okay.
And once they're trapped and spayed and neutered, they stay within that colony. They're not roaming all over the place. They stay. You know, so this happened, and I was caring for those cats for over a year before Connie moved in. And when she moved in, I was caring for the cats when she moved in, and I wanted her to have the awareness that I was taking care of these cats right next door. I had put up a privacy fence for the cats' safety and security. It had nothing to do with her. The camera I put up that lasted one night, this was way back when she first moved in, was a little camera I put up in a tree. Connie was very aware of the camera that I put up because I asked her permission to put it up. And she told me people were stealing from me. They're stealing the cat food, stealing my cat dishes, stealing my bedding, and I didn't think it was her at first. I went up innocently asking her if she saw anybody going over there and stealing my cat food. And she goes, oh, there's homeless people that come in here. They did it. The homeless people stole that stuff. And, so way back, I started posting on Facebook because I'm a part of a huge group of people that care about these cats and take care of these cats in a good way. And I started saying, people are stealing, and on and on. So it went on for a while where absolutely I was getting support and trying to figure out, well, and I don't think I ever really knew until my neighbor, Vince and Bill, were witnesses to her son going over and stealing my cat dishes where I was feeding them.
Okay, we're not here.
Okay, but this is all part of,
Accusations against her.
Right, okay.
Mainly against you, and that's what we had to address.
right. Well, anyway, but the camera went down in one day because they put up, and I apologized to Connie. I said, I'm sorry if that was an intrusion. I really thought we were going to try to get these people stealing my stuff. The camera didn't work anyway. The camera went down in one day. One day. I continued to feed the cats, and someone kept dumping the food into the water, and I was getting frustrated, but it was still good. And I do believe that like I said, I never had any confrontation with her. A lot of it came, that's why I'm not really sure how to handle it, because most of it I know was kind of passed down to the son. And he had come out, I was in the hospital, absolutely, I almost died, and I had pancreatitis, and absolutely was an alcoholic over a year ago, and I haven't drank since April, and very proud of that, but I was in the hospital dying, and he's dealing with taking care of my cats, and he goes over, and her son comes out and tells my husband that he has been stealing all my stuff, and he's going to come out in the middle of the night and shoot and kill him if I did not remove him.
The cats?
Yes.
Okay.
I didn't know much of this until I come out of the hospital. I was 3 weeks in the hospital. I come out of the hospital. I'm still taking care of him, and he came out with that picture you'll see and confronted me, taking a picture of me because I'm feeding him, and I told him I have permission to do so. I'm trying to tell him I have permission. I'm trying to educate him to let him know I'm not doing anything wrong. And he would not listen to me. He would not have anything to do with me. He just was just a mean person. Anyway, his skirting is wide open. He's complaining about the cats going under. I said, well, cover up your skirting. I mean, keep your trailer. There's things that you can do to prevent them going on your property. You know, so what I did was I moved the cats across the street. My neighbor Vince gave me permission to take care of the cats across the street. Well, obviously that wasn't good enough, because then Vince tells me that Connie went over and told him verbally that she's going to take a trap, put it out, and trap him and kill him. That's what my neighbor told me, and he's an old man, and he would not tell me that if it wasn't true. And then sure enough, the next day the trap shows up. So yes, I'm upset. You don't just kill cats. So I'm watching the trap. I never, ever have stepped foot on her property, never. Yes, I've taken video, and yes, I've taken photographs because I want to know what's going on to those cats. I called animal control because I wanted them to come out and talk to her about legally what was going on. And legally she can trap, but she can't remove them from the property. They were all fixed, you know, so she's trapping cats that have already been fixed. You know, and what she's done with them, I have no idea. But ever since that trap has gone out, all of my cats but one is gone. I have other neighbors that have come and talked to me. They're missing their cats that are right in the same vicinity. And then animal control says, well, she doesn't have to disclose where she takes them. But why wouldn't she? If she was doing no harm to these cats, why would she not tell me what she's done with them? They don't need to be fixed. She wouldn't take them to the vet. You know, so what else? I mean, there's stories all the time of people throwing them out in the desert, letting them fend for themselves, relocating them. And all I ever wanted, I mean, I have no issue with this woman, except I just want her to just let the cats be. You just don't kill them.
Rothy, we've got focused.
Okay, I get emotional. I am emotional.
Get the exhibits.
Okay,
so I ask you to go through and respond to each one of those.
Okay, let's do that. All right, this woman here was way before Connie even lived there. When Wendy had lived there and abandoned her home, this woman here was coming over and trapping the cats under the home and trying to poison them. I have record of that on animal control too, taking them poison. I got a photo of her because she was poisoning cats. It has nothing to do with her. No one's going to cry on the very day you die. Absolutely wrote this. I was depressed. I'm trying to find peace with myself, knowing there's nothing I could do, and I just don't understand people. I don't understand that mentality and how we can be cruel, and that was just an expression. I think my biggest question is how they got into my Facebook account. Since everything was private and has been private for a long time, and I'm not friends with her. I got like 5 friend requests from people that were associated to her that I blocked every single one of them. So how did they get into my Facebook account? How did they get this information? I thought I could be able to express myself, at least on that forum, with my friends that care about what's going on. What's for dinner tonight? I don't even have any clue what this is about. My cat, Sammy, loves tape, and he plays with balls of tape. This had to be, what, 4 years ago?
Second page.
This is my little Sammy
Okay.
in the house, what, 3-4 years ago?
These are shots you took and put on your social media.
Yes, photographs I took of my cat.
Anything said there to her on that?
No, nothing.
Okay.
It's nothing.
Okay.
I'm guessing her intent with this is to show,
Okay.
you know, the whole drinking thing. This here is with talking about the ski mask. I never ask anybody to go put on a ski mask and go to her home. I was talking about the trap. A lot of people were like, isn't there anything you can do? Can you trigger the trap? Can you throw a rock and drop the trap down so she couldn't get a cat? And I said, I can't do anything. She has about 8 cameras surrounding her entire home, and video production is my background, and I'm not an idiot. I'm not going to trespass. I'm not going to walk on her property. You know, so this here is just talking, a lot of people are saying, well, what can you do to trigger the trap? And then someone had made a smart comment about, well, I can put a ski mask on, they'll never recognize me. And it's like, you know what, people do what they want to do. It's not my, I mean, these are friends. This is just conversation. They don't even live in Arizona.
How many other pages are there in that one?
Hmm?
The next page?
Yeah, this is, the whole thing is about, excuse me, the ski mask. That's, or in about tripwiring. All it is about trying to trip the trap, you know, take the trap. And that's really, that whole thread was just about that. And this here has nothing to do with me. This is a guy, I mean, I know he lives in the park. I barely know him, Mark. He had, I mean, I have no clue. I mean, that's, you know, I know who he is, but it has nothing to do with me. Whatever he chose to do, he did. I know there was a lot of people talking about the gunshot in the park. When the neighbor was out right by their home, a gunshot went off around 3:30 in the morning, and Tracy reported it to the office, and that spread like wildfire. And I know a lot of people were really curious about what was going on, because there's rumors that they have a lot of guns in their home. But that's hearsay. I don't know how factual that is.
Yeah.
As far as this vehicle here, you said she was at my home, so I'm guessing that this was a friend of mine that came over to give my cat a bath. And actually, my neighbor had told me something about her parked in front of your home, and I called her and asked her about it. And she said that she had got a phone call or got a text, and she was down typing. I said, how long did you sit in front of her home? And she had told me she was only there for like 5-10 minutes. And I said, well, probably not a really good idea. So, and that would be what that is. YouTube, yeah, absolutely, I did a video. I showed the whole area about what transpired over the past almost year and how everything went down. Gave people visual, because they want to see visual. They want to know what I've been dealing with and what's been happening. And alcohol withdrawal, yeah, I did a video on my experience with that. It was pretty profound. It's changed my entire world. So I guess did video on that. I can't take it anymore. This would be back when Dos Gringos was our favorite little watering hole, and they closed when COVID started. So this is really old. This is way before she was here too. And that was me doing a mockery fun video. And then this here, my neighbor walking, this is just a story of the gun being fired. Excuse me. I didn't bring any water. Is there any water?
I don't know if we have any water or not.
No.
I don't think we do, unfortunately.
Okay.
I can check with my clerk and see. I want to check. Want to take just a break?
I'm almost done. I can
All
probably
right,
get
you
through.
can go out. Yeah, I know we have drinking fountains out there. There's drinking fountains out there by the towards the restrooms.
Okay. Yeah, I think I'd be okay.
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 Yeah, so this is after Tracy told me about the gunshot and then Scoot running across the road. Pretty much confirmed to me that, Robert, I'm sure, probably did fire at one of the cats. Really, most of this has everything to do with just expression. Honestly, just, I have the gun things, like I said, this patio with a gun right there. That would be my husband's pistol. And this is years ago. My gosh, that had been about 4 years ago, too.
That was on the site?
Mm-hmm.
That was on a social media site?
Yeah, so, they must have gone through years of my Facebook, just found everything and anything that would make me look bad, I'm sure. A concealed carry backpack I've had for years, and I wanted to sell it because I don't carry. And I put my husband's pistol in it to show it was a concealed carry, and people were actually thinking I was selling the pistol for $35. And I thought that was humorous, and I posted it on Facebook about the humor, and someone actually thought I'd be selling a pistol for $35. That's really all that is. This post here, if you're too damn lazy to get off your ass, basically, that is my neighbor had food delivered, and Mike and I do Uber Eats. We do food delivery, been doing this for years. And they brought groceries to us. It has nothing to do with her, I'll just put it that way. And the lady was really, really rude to the food delivery person. I was kind of surprised. It had nothing to do with Connie. I'd say the only thing, the cops, she did call the cops on this one, and he did show me the screenshot. And yes, absolutely, I did go to the range and I fired, and I was stupid enough to post that. As my husband told me that, about 1 minute I posted it, and I told him I posted it, and he said, Shelley, don't post that, that's not good. And I said, you're right, I took it down, which kind of shows to me that I am being monitored 24/7. Literally posted that, I got out of the range, I posted it, shared it with my husband, and he said, take it down. And I removed it that quick, and they had a screenshot of it that quick. So my question is, how are they getting into my Facebook? And how are they able to? I don't know about you, but when I go look for something on Facebook, if I'm not friends with them, I can't see anything. My guess is I'm being hacked pretty good.
I don't have Facebook, so.
Yeah, good for you. I disconnected from it. I've disabled because last time I tried to get on, I got a hit right away saying someone just tried to get into your Facebook account. And I said, I'm done. So I've disabled my account. I've been off for a couple weeks now. And, if I can't, safely talk to my friends, the range was my expression of just release, stress, just letting it go. I'm trying my best to just let it go. But, that's been the hardest thing for me, is trying to understand how it got to be this way. I have no intent to do anything to Connie, not at all. I have no interest in that whatsoever. My interest is 100% the cats and what's happened to the cats. I don't want to walk on her property. As a matter of fact, I haven't gone past her property. I have no interest in being near her property. But I can't. I walked out the other day at the end of my carport, and her camera was pointed right at me with a light on me. I can't even walk out my driveway with them monitoring, and it's not just me, but every neighbor around us. They've got on their mobile home, they've got at least 8 or 9 cameras surrounding their home.
Any regulations or rules in the park that says you can or can't have cameras?
I do know the park is looking into it. It's a virtual trespassing. There is an issue with it, and they are. I know that they're looking into it. I'm not sure what they can do.
Well,
I know you can have
that would be an interesting issue, I guess. The right to have be able for your security, and the right to other people feel harassed by having so close together, being included in the video. And what purpose are you monitoring me, or are you doing this for security? it'd be a real issue, I guess, in the court.
Right.
Side.
Right. Well, and too, with the cameras, if they are recording 24/7, then I would like to see maybe footage of, people peering in their windows or somebody wearing a ski mask, because that's just not happening, and I just never.
Well, the only important thing here is there anything that shows you peering in the window?
No.
Not anybody else.
Oh, right. No, absolutely not. I mean, I do not.
No, I'm not saying you are.
Oh,
I'm just saying,
right.
you said, when any video that they may have saved or put down, they may recorded over the last however long,
Right.
would show you there.
Right, and there is
That's
none
the
of
only
that.
thing. Any of the people that be peering in the windows would be not relevant against you.
Right, no, I have not peered in their windows. I've
Okay.
not,
Okay.
honestly I don't even want to go over there. All I want is for the cats to be left alone, but now it's
Okay.
kind of done past that point because they're all gone,
Okay. Can I have those back then if you're through?
Um,
Hers?
okay, what are they?
And
You want
then-
them all
and
back,
I
right?
need- And then you have yours that you
Right, okay.
referenced, and I need those too. Because they are part of the record once they get the stickers, you have the stickers put on them and numbered.
Okay, that one's mine. So the number ones I keep. Okay.
Okay, you have the other ones too?
The ones with the numbers on it?
Yeah.
Okay.
She had a total of, I think, 5 or 6, and you have a
Six.
total of 5 or 6, or 7 maybe even. You had one or two more. Hers are the yellow stickers, yours are the blue stickers. I have 3, 4, and 5 of hers. There should be 1, 2, and 3, and potentially, I guess, a 6 also.
Okay, so I do have record of all this as well, I believe. Yeah. Okay, hers, here's 2 of hers.
Yeah, this 1 and 2, and then there should be a number 6.
Do you have them all?
Check here just a second. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yes, I have 6 here. Yeah. This is the last one. 6.
Okay.
And then those are yours.
Yeah.
So I'll keep those 2, unless you want to go over them anymore. You've gone over them already.
No, so can I say one more thing?
Sure.
Back to the mic. What I would like to say is that, park management did not ask me to take down, the fence or the little bit of, lattice I put up at Jeff's place where the cats are. They didn't ask me to stop feeding them. They didn't ask any of that of me. The reason I took the lattice down or took my skirting down too, or that curtain we had, is because everything got stolen over there, and I didn't want that stolen as well, so I took it down. But came missing was my cat tower, all the bedding, the food. I had a picture over there, and so park management never, ever asked me to remove anything, just to let you know.
Okay, anything else?
No, I guess I really would hope that we can just make peace with this and let it rest, because it's really silly. It's not about who wins or loses. It's really about, if we have to be in the same area together, we can, I guess we don't have to like each other. That's just the way life is. You don't have to like each other, but we can keep our distance. And I guess I'll never know what happened to those cats. And I guess that's something I'm going to have to live with and deal with. But, I'm not a cruel human being, and I would never hurt you. I would never do anything to hurt you. So I'll leave it at that.
Okay, thank you. Now, Ms. Wingo, you have the opportunity to respond to what her testimony said.
Thank you, Your Honor.
She responded to yours, and now you have a chance to reply to hers.
Yes. For one, on the property next door, 139, Jeff does not own the trailer that trailer. The officer when she called the police department, she told the officer that Bill owned it. The officer told her that he did not own it. It was a lady in Canada. And then that's when she posted a video on YouTube and saying that about Jeff. My daughter called a number to find out who owns certain trailers, and she asked about 139 at the courthouse, and they said it was a Rose Hampton from Canada that owns it, and nobody else named on that thing. So that was false. A Rose Hampton owns it. Not a Jeff.
That's his mother.
No.
Okay,
This isn't for discourse. You each give testimony to me,
okay,
and then we make your final arguments. It's not like this debate between the two of you. It's
Okay.
in the courtroom. It's each get your turn to give your testimony,
Okay.
response, reply, and then final arguments. She's given her reply to the testimony you've given. You responded to her testimony.
Yes, and that one picture of the lady, when she posted about saying it was, way before that, was last year, March of 29th of 2020. It just, some of the posts was just showing the character of the stuff that she, does. It's nothing against her or anything. I don't have nothing against her. I don't hate her. It's just, I feel like I'm being attacked. I'm being threatened, by her posting that stuff. And I have been shot 4 times in the stomach. I live with a bullet in my stomach. So that was scary for me when my son brought that out to me. And I showed it to the officer that came to my house after she called the police on us. And he said he was very concerned about that. He wasn't concerned about the cats because what we was doing was legal. We have the right to trap them. But like I said earlier, we're not allowed to do any physical harm, and I would never do any harm to any other animals or any of my family members. We love animals. We have passion, just like I know she has passion. But they also said that we can either take them to a vet's or take them to the animal control. But once we trap them, they become our cats. This is what the animal control officer said. I am going to get a report on that his report eventually, along with the police report, stating that he was really concerned about that target. He did ask her about it. She did admit it, like she did here, and it was a stress relief. But there's other ways in my eyes that she can, think. If she would only came to me before all this took place, Your Honor, I don't think it would have went this far. If she would just came and talked to me about it, and I could have solved it with my son. But I feel like she was targeting me because she doesn't know my son's name. And I am the owner, so ain't my daughter, of this trailer. My son is on the contract to be there because he takes care of it.
With the management?
Yes.
Okay.
And it does state in there that, and even Heather, that's the manager, stated to me that we are not supposed to feed the stray cats. She's been told not to feed them. One of the manager that doesn't work there no more even got into an argument with her about it. But, it's not about, like I said, it's, not about the cats. It's more or less the threat of the target, and then the other threats, about the ski mask. That scared me. What's their intention? Talking about the ski, why would they even talk about a ski mask? Just cover up their identification. If you're gonna do something, just do it. But it was scary for me because, like I said before, I was shot 4 times in the stomach. I still live with a bullet in my stomach they cannot remove. And this happened, 6 years ago. And now I'm living with cancer. So, but like I said, if she would have came to me before it got this far, everything would have been worked out. But she had to get on social media, post and, and post at Target. And I was not monitoring her. I was not stalking her on her Facebook. I did not send her a friend request, like she stated in that one post. Because I haven't used that picture for a long time. I use a butterfly one. And for her to, make her saying that her Facebook account was private. It didn't go private until after the officer left, when they told her to stop posting. Then she made it private, because the officer stayed in my home when my son even admitted that he was just monitoring her to the officer, and he said there's nothing wrong with that. You know, everybody does it. And, so that, you know, I don't know what else to say. It's just, it's way out of control, and I'm just nervous all the time. And with the guns, you know, because the order was that she could not have guns, but I talked to a sergeant, and I have his badge number and everything, stated if it's not exactly specific about the guns, they can't do not make her give them up, because she told the officer they did not belong to her, they was registered to her husband. But my concern there is, you know, she still has access to the guns, because they live together, they're husband and wife, and she still has access to the gun. Whether she, you know, would do anything or not, how do I know that? You know, with this, you know, her state of mind with the passion of the stray cats, you know. But the only thing that we wanted her to do is to move them down to her property, so they're not just, you know, bugging us, you know, and tearing our property up when we're trying to fix it up, you know. And she just, you know, and laughs at me. So I don't like to get into confrontations with people. I don't like the drama. I stay in my house. I don't even go out my house. My children are even scared if I step up with what would happen, because they're afraid they're going to lose me. Because they don't know if she's going to shoot me or not, if she would actually do it, you know. Because she talked about being angry, how much angry she has, how much hate she has in her, in the post, you know, so.
Okay.
That's all I have to say.
Okay. Final statement.
Excuse me?
Final statement.
Oh, okay. Well, first of all, I did come and talk to you. I was notified by the office when TNR came in.
Talk to me now.
Talk to you, okay.
Okay.
When TNR came in, we had an agreement with the park management that TNR would come in and trap all the cats and release them, and that we were allowed to keep feeding them. That's why I was never notified. I never received a letter from the park, nothing, because they allowed me to feed the cats. They didn't have a problem with me feeding the cats, so that's not factual. And I was told at that point that Connie was calling the office almost every day complaining about me feeding the cats and taking pictures. So I guess if that was a problem, then I would have been addressed by the park management, and I was not. It was never addressed at all. I did go to Connie and I said to her, you know, I've told her, I asked her about cats. Are you okay with the cats? Are we good with the cats? Oh, I love cats. I love cats. I love Cookie. My daughter touched Cookie. Okay, we're all good with the cats. And then I don't know where it turned, but it turned. And then I finally asked her, when I found out that she was reporting me every day, and I asked her, if you have a problem with the cats, you're going to come to me and talk to me about it, right? She goes, oh, yeah, I'll come talk to you. And that was the last thing ever said. There was no laughing. I don't find any humor in it. It was honesty, right to her. Are you okay with this? If you have a problem with this, you'll let me know, right? Oh, yeah, I'll bring it right to you. No, it didn't happen that way. It was never brought to me. Everything was, you know, I don't know. Sometimes I think maybe I'm the one that should be worried. And I'm sorry, sometimes I laugh out of being nervous, but a lot of this is just not factual, okay? It's just not factual. It's just not been handled on that level at all.
All right, thank you. She had her final statement. You had just given your reply to her response. You can make a final statement.
Well, like I said, you know, I did approach her and said something about the cats. You know, they were tearing up the trailer and getting up on top, and she did just laugh. And I just waved my hands like that and went back in my house. And then I think it was like a month, 2 months later, my son just had enough of it. Like I said, you know, of getting up there, because he had to be, you know, out of town that he works and rides a bicycle, and he has to be there by 5, so he has to get up early in the morning, and he loses sleep when the cats get up there at 10, 11 o'clock at night, running back and forth, you know, waking both of us up. And I'm never hardly too much home because I'm either in the hospital, you know, from being sick, or at appointment for my radiation treatment, or I'm sleeping all day, not eating, because I don't feel hungry, you know. So I just get told about it. I got woke up from my grandson and saying that the police was at my door, and it didn't register to me. And so he had to tell me again, and so I got up to see what was going on. So, and I found out that's when she called the police. And that's when the officer said that we wasn't cheating and see nothing wrong, and then the animal control. Okay. But yeah, so it's all over. Like I said, it all started over with the cats, and then she was just getting irritated because she wasn't getting nowhere, getting no help about the cats disappearing. Like I said, I did sell the cat trap. The lady did come and give me $50 for it. I lost $10 on it. Well, my son did. He bought it. And then she got talking to me, and she does live in the trailer park. I didn't ask her name. I didn't ask for her, but she has been trapping the cats. And she said that her and a friend had took over the years. They took over 400 baby kittens up out of that trailer park over the years. And I said, wow, there is a big population of cats.
Okay.
You know, so roaming.
Anything else?
But I know we had the live trap out there, and they didn't like the food we was putting in it. So, but the main thing is that I'm concerned about, and I am scared, is that threat that she posted on Facebook that my son caught.
Okay.
So.
All right. No, sir. You're not a part of this. Thank you. I know you would. You're here. You're her husband, but you're not a part of this. This is between the two of them. The court's responsibility is to review for the evidence as presented, any exhibits that have been presented, and the testimony of both the parties. It appears the underlying issue here was created because of different perspectives of cats. Somebody on one side, that would be Miss Ritchie. She likes the cats. She takes care of them. She's had some of her own for a while. She's helped others who've had some and so forth. And so her attitude about the cats is help and try to assist the cats. And then on the other hand, we have this Wingo, who's been her issue's been the impact it's had of the cats on her and her property. And that's what got the contact between the two of you going. And then the issue really at hand is what that led to. Not so much the cats, because the cats aren't here in court to be judged. It's the both of you are here with your order that was issued after your petition was issued for you, Ms. Wingo, and your request for a hearing, Ms. Ritchie, and that's why we're here. What I have in the way of evidence is some statements that I can't give that much credibility to somebody. It's a letter from somebody that I don't see in the courtroom, that I can't question and have them verify with property ownership or whatever it might be of the mobile home there in question in space number 139. It's a statement that somebody signed it. I don't have any idea if I'd be able to ask questions of that person in the courtroom because they're not here. So when you get something about statements from somebody, either statements of character or of other statements for evidence to be considered by the court, it's difficult to give a lot of credibility to this because they're not here. Same thing with the officers. I don't have a police report, which is still hearsay. If you needed to have those people here, if they're available, you should bring them in and be able to testify on your behalf as to what they have to say concerning anything relating to what we're here for today. We're here for today because a petition was filed setting forth claims of behavior or social media connection or contact that caused concern on the part of the petitioner. I've had her respond, I've heard testify to that, I've heard your response to that you feel some are older or whatever. She's got these, and she presented them, and they do have a gun, they have a target that have been apparently used for target practicing, and other statements. The statements are not very friendly. Cat killers can burn in hell. I can't take it anymore. My neighbor's an asshole. These kind of things don't engender thoughts that it's just a joke. It's a concern to somebody else who has those, sees those on there. The burden of proof in these cases, this is not a criminal proceeding, it's civil, and the burden of proof is by a preponderance of the evidence. That's like having a balance scale. The slightest tipping of the scale is sufficient to carry the burden of proof. And I find, as apparently the judge did who issued this, it wasn't me, it was somebody else, when she came in and had the petition ex parte, which the law allows to be done, was satisfied and issued the injunction against harassment. And I'm not convinced otherwise that it should be dismissed. I'm convinced, or I'm satisfied that the burden of proof is there still, and I'm going to keep it in effect. With regards to the cats, I hope that the management of the park, where are these places are, these motorhomes or mobile homes and all these spaces where people have 600 of them, I think I was told in the course of this hearing today. If there's a lot of cats going on there that are just kind of showing up and people are feeding them, and then they're having more kittens, and it kind of populates itself without doing the kind thing, I guess, to make sure that that doesn't happen if they're out free and around, to keep the population down. But that's an issue for not this court today. That's an issue for the park and the management there, is that what needs to be done or not done. But I'm keeping it in effect. So I'll have you, Miss Ritchie and Mr. Ritchie, go in this door right here. On this side of the door, there's chairs. Have a seat there. My clerk will prepare the order that it remains in effect, and also give you a sheet of paper that explains to you the right to appeal. You can appeal my decision if you choose to do so, to have this case taken up to the Superior Court and see and review and appeal there. So if you choose to do that, she tells you the number of days you have to do that in, to consider and come back and have that file request either today or within that time period. So if you'll each step inside the door right now, my clerk will be there shortly. You can go with her, sir. Take your things with you, because you won't need to come back in the courtroom. You can leave from in there. Pull it, sir. Pull it. There you go. You remain here, and when it's ready for you to get your copy, then you can come in and they'll come and get it to you.
Okay.
You stay there at the table.
Thank you.
I'll be back. I'm going to go give these to my clerk. These are part of the record.
Your Honor, I would have had a copy of the police report, but they told me it would take 14 to 18 months.
The police reports aren't, again,
Yeah.
somebody wrote that down.
Yeah.
If somebody wrote something down, I'd like to have it in the courtroom so that we can question about what they meant by this, or explain this, or whatever else. So.
Okay, I did come back in, and the clerk there told me that I would get a phone call to modify the order about the guns, and I have the statement here.
The testimony is that she doesn't own a gun.
Her husband does, but with the target, she said that she hasn't been to the target range for two years.
Mm-hmm.
That shows that she does have a gun. You know, even if it belongs to her husband. You know, and I still feel that if the guns are in her presence, she has access to them. So I came back to modify that, and it says, "Hi, my name is Connie Wingo, and I'm asking the courts for amending."
You have to have a hearing. You can't just write that down and send it. You have to come in.
I did.
Okay.
They
They
made a
didn't,
copy.
they didn't set it up for a hearing for that. They set it for a hearing on her request, so. If
This
you
one-
want to do that, you'll have to ask them what you need to do to modify, to include weapon alleged.
That's what I did, and they filmed
It
it.
was not the purpose of the hearing today.
Oh, okay.
The purpose of the hearing today was because she requested a hearing.
Oh, okay.
On wanting to be heard because she wasn't heard.
Oh, okay, I
So,
understand now.
Okay?
Okay, I'll
All right.
ask about that then.
I'll come back and let you know whether you're gonna get the other chair.
All right,
Just
thank
you're
you.
comfortable with the chair there, it's more than it's back at the benches, so.
All right,
You're
thank
welcome to
you.
stay there.
Thank you, Your Honor.